Alright, so the March Golden Gift Box release was just released, and it's a Legion theme, like most years. And so they did I guess they did a spell, armor, and a misc. So let's talk about that. So basically the armor, this will hurry and load here. The armor is basically a Beastmaster oriented armor. Um, and so that's what it looks like. Ultra rare golden gift box. And then that's it for the armors. And then let's see, I think the misc is here. So the way it works is it boosts your accuracy, I think, plus 10, your plus 20 to water damage. And then it has a quick cast where it eats burns and then causes water Elevol. And it looks like that this is another Elevol where they consider 0 turns. So I think that's going to be a thing. I don't know if they'll ever go through and nerf all the 98% of other Elevol items in the game or not. But so that's the misc there. It's also an ultra rare. And I think that's it for the new stuff. Everything else was returning from older years. There's a shield, which I did a video on, and then there's a couple of pet and guests that are not that great, and then there's a spell that's like a burst spell that seeks between darkness and ice. I don't personally need it, but and then the weapons here. So I'm just gonna show the magic one. Basically, in keeping with recent items, basically you're paying 392 SP for a boosted effect. In this case, it's just water burn. So, based on water spell. So what I'm going to do here is just use a water spell. Couple of options. Um, Basically, in my opinion, the 3 spells stand out. King Claw Assault, you get an Elevon option and you get a Draining Poison option. So the value of that is you'll have a poison and a burn at the same time, so those will hit independently. The Elevon will enhance the burn that's here. You also have there's a spell called Blue Blazes. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's in like one of those wizard games or something, or wizard oriented spells. It's the same place as Fireball Z and Sing Red, I think. And it does a 3 power water burn. That's maybe another option to stack on top. Or there's an overcharged water spell. I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but it does a water Elevon as well. But I'm just going to use the water Elevon here. Charges the 392 SP, and then it's caps at 4 hits. So I guess it looks like it's 2.5 power per hit. And right off the bat, as you can see, it's a 735 burn. Now keep in mind that's in Solneco here. And so as you can see here, let's see, we're up to an 18.95 power. So let's see what kind of number that's there. 1800 burn. Just casting 2 spells. So the weapon's extremely good. And it being only a rare, I would recommend it. Alright, moving on to the misc. Let me just find a different monster here. He's going to die too quickly here. Alright, so like I said to you, that you can use the misc to inflict Elevon. So I've already got Elevon here. So I'll do this first to stack, and then I'll just show you what the misc does by itself. I think it's just going to remove a turn of burn. So we're at 10.6 power burn for 3 rounds. So I'm going to bring in the misc, click it, and the cost is basically it just Oh, no longer takes turns. So there was a bug here that was fixed. So it's 10 point something. Now it's down to 8 point something. The Elevon is up to 161. And you can always do something like grab Power Gauntlet and see if you can get it to inflict. So now we're up to 195. And then having 195 Elevon might make a lot of sense to then come back and do the Poison Siphon and seeing what kind of heal you'll get out of it. Or you could just stack more Elevon. But like I said, we'll see what happens here. It'll probably kill the monster, but 1900 to... Oh, those heal poisons do not work on pack monsters. Even the last pack monster. It's a bug. Like if this monster just by itself, it would probably work. So this works with any burn. So Soul Neko naturally gives burns. So let's see what happens here. Some kind of burns we can manage. So it looks like we have a darkness burn there. Let's go ahead and do this. Click it. And it consumed all of the burn. So the Elevon in this case is just 107%. So as you can see, you can use it to turn any burn into Elevon. I want to say it caps at 4 rounds for 117%, I think. And so, some pretty good little items. I like the quick cast nature of it. Let's see, just turned this into 160. Let's see what I can get it to. So using these types of items are really good with resource heals, creature 72 phase, mosquitoes, plus more, stuff like that. So we're at 181. I'm actually not going to inflict anything this time. Just want to see what kind of heal I'll get out of it. I want to see if I could get. He's already down to 418. I think the bleed took over there before. All right, so that's it for the misc and the weapon. Now onto the armor. Armor is ultra rare. Wrong one. All right, so here's the armor. Color scheme basically matches Legion Shield Cake. As you can see, it's pretty close. Maybe some of the blues are a little lighter, but basically it's similar. Let me turn all these off. So basically the first skill, so it increases all burn damage by 20% for 20 SP. And then this increases your pet and guest damage by plus 25% for 39 and 59 SP for pets and guests. And then this is going to be 196 SP for your guest and 196 additional SP for your pet to inflict burns. Now, it is going to be of the element of the pet and guest. The description when you before you buy the armor says watery burns. However, it is not watery burns. It is of the element of the guest and pet. So that's a little bit of a distinction. And just to prove what I'm saying, you're going to see, in this case, you're going to see a darkness burn and a water burn. So there's the darkness burn from creature 72, and there's the water burn. And then if you wanted to, you could click it and then consume some burns here. So basically that's what this armor is. In order to really maximize what's going on, I think you really need to use specific synergies. I'll just show off a couple real quick. I think this would work really well with Elevon ideas because the Elevon is going to enhance the burn. So one idea is you can use Ninja Lawyer or Summon Giant Horror. Giant Horror is a Z token item with Vampoglin. And then you basically would just attack. And then what will end up happening here is Giant Horror will do its Elevon, which will build, especially on this celerity, for up to 238 darkness. And then we have Vampoglin's now going to heal back enough SP, and neither one of those lucky strikes. I'm actually not defensively prepped for light defense, 95%, so. But that's the first setup, and it will do quite a bit of darkness burn. The armor does seem to lag the game. It's too busy or something. There's something there that is causing a slowdown. That is something I've noticed, because I can swap armors and my frames per second will increase by quite a bit. All right, so the next idea. So what I'm trying to do is incorporate Elevon with resource heals in order to do this. So I need to go to the shop here. I'm going to go ahead and swap out Water Spell for the Void Skull Guest for those that have it. This may be returning next month with the crossover. I would honestly recommend getting it and the MP version. You can swap them in the item upgrader, but to me it's worth having access to both at the same time. All right, so here let's go ahead and, so this is just basically the next idea. They're going to use this with Independence Dagger and Tropo Shield, so that's going to enhance your they're going to do fire burns. You can use this Shadow Phoenix Brooch Mist, which will increase the fire burns as well, but you're not going to get any heal backs here. So you're just going to use the armor, and then you're going to build Elevon. So by turn 2, you should see some pretty decent. Oh, we got on Chi Shield mode. You should see some pretty decent amount of both replenishment to your SP as well as the burns here, and some. It's got 121% Elevon there, so the burns 152. Tropo Shield went that time. Let me just make sure that didn't toggle off real quick. Yep, it'll toggle off by itself if there's a turn where you don't have enough, so you got to pay attention to that. All right, now the burns should start to stack pretty well now. So as you can see, so I'm able to maintain SP, so burns should start to increase. So I'm at 1122 SP with this. So I'm going to lose 196 here, so I'm down to 730, but I gained some of it back. So it's basically a wash. So you can maintain it for the most part, depending on lucky strikes here. The burn power is now up to 9. So basically that's the other version. I think the darkness one's probably stronger. And then we'll come here for the final stack using wind. I'm going to use Summon Mosquito Guest. I'm going to use Night Angel's Incarnation Weapon. And then I'm going to use the Wishweaver Zephyr, which was changed from Omni Elevon to Wind Elevon. And I'm going to use the Wishweaver Misk. And then the shield here will not matter. But one thing you can do is just start off with Shadow Feeder Celerity. You're going to use Optico and just attack 2 times. And then Mosquito will do its thing. That's already 284, 329. And Wishweaver is a 5-hit pet attack. So that's 10 hits. So we're up to a 10 power burn. So that's already a 730 burn with 171% Wind Elevon. Oh, I forgot where we're going to use the Wishweaver Misk. But what I'm going to do here is actually increase that with Zfinity. Now it's up to 271. And then we're going to come back with Wishweaver. So it's stacked on top. It's now 296. So we're going to be increasing not the burn here. So we're up to 306 because of the weapon on Elevon. 15 power burn. So you're going to start to see the burn start to do quite a bit of damage. 1400. Wishweaver will add a turn, so we're now at 233. You should have plenty of SP because of Mosquito and the Elevon. Go back on top. Now we're at 334. Come back with Wishweaver. Attack again. It's up to 359. Mosquito should heal back a shit ton of SP now. 486. Wishweaver will now re-lower the Elevon, but add a turn. We're at 265. But we're up to 220 burn. And then you just rinse, repeat. Up to 365. And it'll just continue to grow as long as everything inflicts. For Rangers, that should be pretty common because it's Dex Inflict, but it is Int Resist. So that's probably the best stack because you're able to maintain and it'll grow each turn. But that's it for the Legion Golden Gift boxes that came out this week. Beastmaster oriented. One other thing, the Legendary Rare Monster Hunt now has a misc called Dreadstalker Call. You could also, it's a Z token item. You could also, if you wanted to spend tokens, you could use it to, see if I can find it here. This guy here, it actually inflicts in a somewhat similar manner. This does fire burns, but this does water burns. So you can use, if you really want to stack specific water burns, I think next month there'll be a pet and guest that may return called Finona that does water burns. So you can do water burns from a misc, water burns from the weapon, water burns from the armor, and water burns from the misc, the Dreadstalker Call misc, all at the same time, and it will probably end up stacking pretty well. The final thing is keep in mind with these pretty high powered burns, you can always just swap to Neko, which is uncapped burn eat, and just eat it all. That's it.